And now, from the Sunnybrook Ballroom in Pottstown, Pennsylvania, it's the Bring 'em Out podcast with your hosts, Joel Richardson and Alan Hill.
Hey everybody, we're here at the Sunnybrook Ballroom inside the podcast studio with another episode of Bring 'em Out. I'm Alan Hill, here with, I think, Soul Joel himself, Joel Richardson, but this looks like a Wild West version of Soul Joel.
A Tex-Mex.
A Tex-Mex version.
Yeah.
I like it.
Dude, it's good to be back, man. It's good to be back for the pod, episode 2, and we're here to talk about you, even though I'm dressed like this. Dude, it's great.
I love it. It's so exciting to be back.
80 pounds did you lose?
Yeah, man, we are. I am currently right around 220, and if you go back, if you want to see something, pull up anything between episode 1 and 20 or so, maybe. I was roughly, I pushed 300. I weighed in at 298, and I know I didn't stop eating before I started going back down. You know what I mean?
That's
so I
great,
probably crossed 300.
And if people don't know, you and I went to Puerto Rico about 15 months ago.
Yeah.
And we were in a hot tub, way too small. And our bellies almost touched, not purposely.
It would have been small for two normal-sized people, but it was really small for us.
That might have been the part where we both were like, you know, maybe we should lose some weight.
Yeah, especially since a quarter of the water went gushing over the edge when we both settled in.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. Yeah. We both were like, maybe that wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah, totally, man.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, because I was probably 275, 280 on that trip.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. So.
Wild.
Yeah, man. No, it's been interesting. It's been cool. I had to do it. You know, I'm trying desperately to keep my playing career going. You know what I mean? And the back issues.
But you just look healthier, man. You look younger.
Thank you. I feel a lot better. I feel way better. I feel good about it. I've gotten into a groove with what I'm doing. You know what I mean, and how I'm eating and all that. So, and I'm just sticking to it. Man.
So no real secrets. It's just diet and exercise, like everyone says. Like
that's all it is. Like
moderation.
For me, the big thing was stopping eating after dinner.
Okay.
Having, you can eat more than. It doesn't have to just be one. Yeah, dude, bro. I would eat with you. Well,
yeah.
We would eat dinner here. You and I would share a plate of nachos and then eat an entree.
Yeah.
And then I would go home 3 or 4 hours later and eat another dinner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I'd probably have dessert too later. You know.
Well, and that's the thing. Like Deanna my sister can't let me ever live, and not bust my chops.
Queen of the dog.
Yeah, she goes. Yeah. When you eat 6 times a day at Sunnybrook, it's never more than 2. First of all, and it's because I don't eat. And I'll eat at 4 when it opens, and then I'll catch right before they finish serving. So, but still, that's spaced out enough to be a late lunch and dinner. Or she would call it 6 times.
Listen, I get it 100%, man. It's just like, for me, what I had to do was just like, there's a certain time of night with my weird musician schedule, which is somewhat close to yours, is I can't eat past like 8 or 9 at night.
Okay.
And that's
is it kind of intermittent fasting then?
That's exactly what I'm doing. Yeah.
So, and then what time?
So what I do is like,
when's breakfast?
So here's the thing. I don't eat breakfast. The hard part is if I'm okay. Here's what I do. So I eat one.
We don't have to talk about that.
No. I like it. I'm just trying to think of how to say it. So I eat one dinner a day, and that's it for the most part, except with exceptions. If I'm exercising that day, then I also can have a protein shake.
Okay.
Which is like, I just use like a protein powder from a store and then mix in nothing but healthy shit. Spinach, carrots, whatever, healthy shit. And, but if I'm not exercising, I get that dinner and that's it. I can eat whatever the hell I want for dinner. I make it healthy now.
Yeah.
So what I do now is I make, it's all like, I eat nothing but like, I have sweet potatoes, broccoli, cauliflower, carrots, zucchini, a few other vegetables, and then I put it in a frying pan, mix in a little teriyaki sauce and some water, make a little sauce out of it, put 2 slices of cheese on a tortilla, roll it up, and that's dinner. And I eat 2 of those.
That's not bad though.
No, and it's good.
It's filling.
It's good. It's filling. I'm happy. I'm content when I'm done. And then what I don't do is let the weed get to me or my own brain get to me at midnight and eat half a gallon of ice cream.
Right.
Which is what I did for years.
And that's tough.
It's tough because I was in that habit. I had to break a very long, bad habit. You know, I've been doing that since I was, I weighed 190 when I was trying to stop from getting my hip replacement when I was 30.
Okay.
I dropped, I wasn't as big then, but I probably dropped from like 230 or something to 190.
Yeah.
And then it was game on after that. Once I had to get the hip replacement anyway, I was like, it's chow time, baby.
Right. And you're like, oh, I don't want my stomach to be empty and growling.
Right.
Fall asleep.
Well, there's
I
one.
need my tum-tum full.
Yeah, man. There's one thing in this world that I can make happy.
Yeah.
That's my tum-tum.
Exactly. But for me, and you know, like diabetes definitely runs on both sides of my family.
Right on, and that's a scary thing. Yeah.
And so I have learned it's not not rocket science. Probably a form of intermittent fasting, but I'll snack once an hour, all day.
Right on, right on.
Yeah, whether it's carrots or fruit, stuff like that. Protein shake, protein bar, little things so that I'm not eating big.
That is a big help. That's a big help. And
I'm eating like a bird.
There's another thing too that's awesome. That's so awesome, dude.
Yeah. Little by little.
The thing also that I think is definitely true is that nothing is the same for anybody.
Right.
No two people are exactly alike. So whatever works for me might work for you, but it might not.
Right.
You know, and you have to find your own thing. You know?
Yeah.
You know, like there's so many like, you know, you can't get on Facebook or any social media thing anymore without 27 weight loss things hitting you across the face.
Right.
Some guy with a gray beard like me who's jacked like he's 20. You know what I mean?
Photoshopped, but it's real.
Totally, it's real. Yeah. But yeah, like all that, there's a bunch of bullshit out there. But you just find what works for you, and hopefully I'll maintain it. And I just the point is I want to be able to do what I love to do. And to do that, I got to get my ass in shape. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Dude, what do you think about the big music acts coming in here?
Dude, okay, this is one of the things I wrote down. Mind blowing what you've done in this ballroom.
Yeah.
I was there for the beginning of it, and I didn't know what the fuck to do with that place.
Right.
I had no idea. You know, the first person we put on stage in there sounded like I was ready. I was like, dude, you're gonna have to spend $1 billion just to make this place sound good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Kunal went up and sounded like a nightmare, and then the first band there sounded like a nightmare.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, what are we gonna do? Well, very quickly we learned, okay, we can dial this in. We can dial in the sound without spending millions of dollars or even anything. Thank goodness. I mean, normal stuff, but and then you end up figuring out slowly over time what worked in that room, what brought people out, and now you are just slaying, bro. Like you're bringing like top notch cover bands or tribute acts or some of the different ones, like different names, but whatever. Yeah. All due respect to all of them because they are top notch, like the top of the top.
Right.
The jazz stuff you're doing is incredible.
Yeah.
Talk about top notch. I mean, that's top.
All
top
great,
notch.
and trying to do that the first Thursday of every month, and I teamed up with Sean Cephas, who we've interviewed, having
the Fireside stuff.
Yeah, and he has his own record. The Fireside stuff. Cool. That's one of the other episodes I want to pitch to you for next week.
Right on.
Yeah, and trying to get some more local artists, just people to be aware, because you did a great job of helping me book talent, but those guys that are that have Lancaster following, but don't necessarily.
And unfortunately, it just didn't translate to this.
Didn't translate, but you don't know. Right. You don't know until you keep trying, and I think that's honestly what has helped me all along. Is I've just never been afraid to fail.
Yeah, and you just kept chucking stuff at the wall until you figured out what was going to stick in Potsdam.
Right.
And now you dial it. I mean, every week you're putting up just incredible shows.
Bro, the Duprees.
Yeah, the Duprees.
Well, I can't believe I've never played here.
That's amazing. I would have just assumed they came through somewhere back in the day.
And there's a story about them that I'll tell later at a later time.
Oh, I love it.
And then we got Priscilla Presley.
My God! I mean, Priscilla Presley.
Yeah. I went to tell my mom, who's my office manager. I said, "Do you think I should book Priscilla?" Yes. I didn't even get to say Presley. She said, "It's a yes for me."
That's awesome.
She goes, "What day? I'll put it in now."
That's awesome.
I'm like, can we talk details? Like,
I love, and let's talk about those kind of shows for a minute. Because talk about, tell people, what is Priscilla Presley's show going to be? Because a lot of people, I love, she's an amazing person. I watched her in Naked Gun, Elvis's wife.
Yeah. The funny story is, so we had the Sinatra and Bobby Darin,
which is great.
brothers, that they come in and we had a Sunday afternoon brunch. And that Tuesday, Annette, who comes to all those events, whatever time I open up the door, she's sitting outside an hour earlier. She's pre-gaming the meal with soup and Gatsby's. The ticket includes food. She's out there. So she comes to line dancing, 88 years old, amazing, right?
Beautiful.
And I go, I just booked. She goes, I had so much fun at Sinatra, thanks. She brought all her friends. Thank you so much for doing it. I'm like, it hit me. I go, if she likes Sinatra, she's probably going to love Priscilla. I go, I booked Priscilla Presley. And I just found this out about her a month ago. Former truck driver.
Oh, wow.
You would never know it because she keeps it. She goes, it still comes out if I need it to.
I love it.
Which I can't believe. I've never seen that. She goes, oh yeah? What the heck is she going to do?
Oh, that's so funny.
She says that to me. Which, just like you, I had the same question.
Yeah.
She has a book coming out in September, and apparently she's doing another tour, a press tour. And so we're going to be a part of that. Mm-hmm. Never before seen footage, videos, and pictures.
Cool.
Yeah, and
that's great.
So it's going to be like a fireside chat.
Yeah.
She talks, and then there's a meet and greet opportunity for afterwards. It's going to be Sunday, December 7th.
This is great.
Which my mom goes D-Day, and my stepdad goes Pearl Harbor Day. Right war, wrong day. Either way, I think we can move past it. I think it's not too soon.
I think we're okay.
It's been some time.
I think we can schedule things.
I ended up telling Amy Daniels, Amy Hartenstein, her grandfather's the one that built this place.
Oh, yeah.
I told her, she goes, no, you didn't tell me about this. Her grandfather built it, then her parents ran it, and then she ran it.
Okay.
December 7th is her dad's birthday.
Get out.
I booked it, then told her, how crazy.
Get out. That's unbelievable. That's typical.
In between my family and her family, there was 4 owners.
Okay.
So I'm the 6th.
Okay.
4 owners in between. And I feel like with Duke Ellington, Louis Armstrong, Young Sinatra, the Dorsey brothers and everything, we're now bringing in top tier talent like that.
Okay. Yeah, dude. I agree 1,000%. It blows my mind. And I love this new era of like the type of show Priscilla Presley's bringing.
Yes.
Because you're doing a similar, it's different, but it's yet a little similar with Tony Danza.
Yeah.
Where he's doing Sinatra, he's singing Sinatra,
right?
And old standards and stuff, and then doing a talk,
right? Exactly.
So this is a fascinating era for that. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, when we brought in Urkel.
Totally.
Jaleel White.
Totally.
It's like, well, and that's the thing. So, full disclosure, someone got mad at me on social media because of this announcement. They thought I was bringing in a #1 comedian. When I said a big name, I said big announcement, big name. If you're not on our email list, pay attention. I didn't say it. Like, now call me Barnum and Bailey. Tex-Mex. But I never said that. And I'm sorry. And for everybody that's, not everybody have been in the Nate. As clean and #1 as he is, not everybody likes comedies. There's some people that I tell about them, they have no idea.
And they don't, exactly.
No clue.
Some people just don't, it's not their bag.
It's not their thing. And that's what I need to continue to do.
Yeah. To find the different markets.
And to bring people out.
Yeah, to bring this person who doesn't like comedy or doesn't like music, but they like talk, they like to hear celebrities talk or whatever it is.
Exactly. Well, we brought out Sonny for the first time last September, who is Maurice Bernard, who's Sonny in General Hospital.
Well, the soap opera thing you're doing, which I think is great too.
They give me the date.
And I saw you have, now you have there's a group of soap opera guys that are doing music?
The day players.
I love this.
Yeah, they're from General Hospital and Days of Our Lives.
That's great.
Yeah, and it's going to be on a Sunday afternoon.
That's so cool.
We actually had to move that show up because they have to be in California for Days of Our Lives the next day. Yeah.
Do they have to film or something?
Yeah, they have to film.
Oh,
so, and in order to get red eyes and stuff like that, with all the flights and everything nowadays, they have to get out of here early. So
I love that.
It's crazy.
And let me tell you something. We used to, I think people used to people poke fun at soap opera actors because of whatever, because I'm jealous of them.
Yeah.
But what I've learned as an adult, for real, is that these guys and gals are some of the most amazing actors out there. Because you know who memorizes more dialogue than anybody else out there?
Oh yeah.
Soap opera people. They get stacks of pages every day.
Amazing.
They do it 5 days
to
a
the
week.
T.
They do hundreds of episodes
right.
a year. Nobody does more than 8 episodes a season anymore.
Yeah.
These guys are doing hundreds of episodes a year.
Would you say talking to pre-show Joel is one of the most difficult people to talk to? Not difficult, but I'm in my zone, right?
You have to approach it delicately.
Delicately. Yeah.
Yeah, because
like shooting an arrow.
Dude,
It's gotta get perfectly into the bullseye. Phrase it right. Snippets. Fill in the sentence. It's almost like word association.
That's it.
So I'm on stage. DJ Bob is playing the song. This is for Maurice Bernard.
Okay.
It's on the first day of the NFL. Well, technically the Eagles played last season Friday night.
Right.
And then the game was on the first Sunday.
Yes, I'm with you. Okay.
Right? Which I thought was going to be dead.
Yeah.
Lots of women and gay men. Packed. Sold out. Right? He comes out to Bad to the Bone. But I introduce him. This is the first time I've seen this. 100% standing ovation. The show hasn't started yet.
Incredible.
I look to my stage left, and I'm like, look to my left. No one. I'm like, I start to have a panic attack, slight stroke. I go back behind the curtain. He's there in his leather jacket going, let it play.
Oh my God, that's great.
Or suit, whatever he had on. You know what I mean? Like,
that's great.
Yeah, he goes, I hear the song.
Let it ride, baby.
But it's just like you said. The lines, the music, everything. Best actor.
Complete pro.
Yeah. So he sees me sweating and having it's like a just anxiety
Hairs
attack.
over here somewhere.
I thought we were having a great day.
That's the best.
And he just smiled at me. I'm like, oh, everything's cool.
That's the best.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
and
great.
I've never told anybody this story. So I bring DJ Bob back into the mix.
All right.
And
yep.
we had two other soap opera stars, and Vanessa Marcel and Rena Soffer.
Yes, I remember them.
Yeah, and then there were a bunch of other stuff too. So they're coming out. Same thing. They always find the light, great actresses, and they want to come out to a certain song.
Okay.
But I go, I'm going to come out, Bob. Let me play it. And I'm texting him like, go, go, go. He goes, the song's playing. I go, my song. I go, never mind. We've been doing this for 2 years, Bob.
Hey man, listen, let's just take the victory of being able to stop Bob from his 9-minute remix when it's time to play Sinatra.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's playing the sandstorm. Yeah, and he goes, we can fade this at any time.
Oh, you're the best.
He might as well have said dealer's choice.
Oh, Bob, you're awesome. You're the best, my friend.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a man.
So funny, dude.
Whew. So yeah, all these new shows you're doing, like just trying different things. I think they're all cool. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I just from a music standpoint, because I know you come and love comedy.
No,
I'm a huge
you
comedy
are
fan.
killing it on the music front.
Yeah.
Like the level of musician, like the level of act that is coming here is just astounding. You know, like I didn't even I didn't know what to think. I've never dealt with any place like that in my life coming in. You know, trying to help and I certainly didn't see it ending up where it did, and it's awesome. You know, like the level, like you can do a Deja Vu, but you can also do a high level jazz band.
Yeah.
You can do like the Deja Vus of the world that are the ass kicking, you know, regional bands. You know, the touring tribute bands.
Yeah.
You know, all these different things, these high level, super high level things.
Yeah, and then
so
still
cool
have the acoustic acts and Gatsby's.
And Gatsby's, which by the way you added a second night along the way. So you're doing that Fridays and Saturdays still?
Fridays and Saturdays, yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
Because that employs double the musicians, which
double
is
the
awesome.
musicians, and honestly, and I turned it over to Jess and Scott because, as you know, it becomes a lot, and also
It's not
just
like you don't
more
have enough on your plate.
Well, and more people just reaching out, and I let them because they know what they want as far as their vibe.
Yeah, they're the ones that have to hear it,
And we started the open mic,
which I love.
On Wednesdays. Second Wednesday of every month. Mm-hmm. Everyone gets 10 minutes, or basically 3 songs.
Yeah, that's normal. That's standard in music open mics.
Yeah. And it's free. Mm-hmm. So they treat that as an audition. And,
nice.
And every time they've booked at least one, it ends up being like 2 or 3 from it.
That's great. That's a great idea.
So creates a buzz. Everyone stays around. We get people that come out.
I love that, man. I wish I could come to that because it's such a an hour wait in an Uber for an open mic is tough.
Oh no, of course.
But I wish I could come because I'd love to be a part of that here.
Right. And it's helped with because then other music events have created. It's generated more interest and sales as a result of that.
Yeah.
Because now more people know about it and know that we've had, and the fireside chat, which you mentioned earlier, it's almost like we do that the second Thursday of every month, which it's back to back. But again, it helps because they announce it on Wednesday, come back Thursday, and people do. Mm-hmm. And it's almost like if you remember in the '90s, MTV Unplugged.
Oh sure.
So
it's one of my favorite things ever. Yeah.
So Mike McVeigh hosts it, and then he has one artist that he jams with, and then he'll have a talk, and they'll talk about their career and stories,
that's cool.
how they
I wasn't
know
sure
each
how
other.
it worked exactly. That's really cool. Okay.
So that's how it's like music and fireside chat.
McVeigh worked out really well.
Yeah,
I'm glad that one worked out.
And he used to be a bartender here,
bro.
20 years ago.
Yeah, I talked to him. He does that thing where he has a van that he takes and he can perform on top of his van anywhere he goes.
No.
Talk to him about that.
Okay.
Talk to him about that. That could be utilized in some cool way for sure.
Yeah, somewhere on the property.
Dude, for sure. I mean, imagine you come to a night at Soul Joel's for a big event, and McVeigh's standing on a van jamming out as you take a left into the parking lot. You know what I mean?
Does everyone else know he's here? Or is it just me? I think this guy's on top of his van.
Yeah, I don't know if he's set up or. Yeah, man. But no, he's been a great addition. So many great people that I met through my time doing it, and that you've added to that, and now Jess and Scott are, and just had Bjorn up last Friday, my favorite person in the world, one of my students since he was 10 and all that. And
also Peggy Keller,
who I've gotten to reconnect with after years. I mean, she was one of the first students I ever had.
Yeah.
When I started teaching, and I hadn't seen her since her last lesson when I was maybe 26 years old, something like that.
Right.
And
that's the thing too, is that that you just talked about, is we've now created a different vibe in every room. Yeah. So while we have the music acts going on in Gatsby's, we have the comedy going on in the Melody Room, or maybe it's Night with Spirit, and then in the ballroom, it could be anything from bingo to line dancing to one of the big acts that you talked about, music. But it's been utilized and it's hopping, and that's another thing that taking the dome down.
Yeah.
Which I didn't realize. People now have a straight eye shot.
I didn't even think about that.
And they can see the parking lot and the ballroom, and the ballroom can see on high, so people can now see it. I didn't realize how much.
I didn't even think about that, Joel.
The
that
dome
makes perfect sense.
Was actually separating and dividing.
Yes, it was blocking the sight line. I never even thought about it, but as soon as you said it, I was like, yeah.
I mean, we're already back because of the trees,
right,
the leaves, and all that stuff.
Sure, yeah. But it was being blocked by the dome. I never even thought about that. That's a great call. So yeah, this is it adds more parking, it adds to the sight line, it just adds to it. It was necessary for the time.
Yeah.
It was necessary for the transition period.
Yeah.
To bring what a chunk of what made you in Roseville here. But that time has now passed, and it is all on the ballroom and its associated rooms. And
exactly, and then like everybody that you talk to, I was like, you're a walking billboard for this place. But whether it's word of mouth, or the billboard, social media, or email list, I always ask people how they heard about it, because I'm just curious at this point. Well, a guy goes, him and his wife bought a house about a mile from here.
Okay.
Towards the center of Pottstown.
Okay.
It's like a mile, not quite, like by the Hill School.
Yeah,
right off High Street. And he goes, I was just driving by, so many of my friends have heard about this place, have told me about this place, I've heard about it, but I saw them taking down the dome. He goes, I think I should go to a show. I'm like, you thought we were leaving town? And you're like, I better go to a show before they're completely out? I can't make this stuff up.
That's priceless.
And then another person came for Little Mo Mozzarella. Hilarious character. Great show. It was unbelievable. But his neighbor had, for years, put up the Soul Joel lawn signs for the Summerfest.
Oh, yeah.
And he goes, I finally pulled the trigger and came to a show. That couple was at line dancing. I told them that story. They were like, it's been so long ago, that guy's not even their neighbor anymore.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And last year, 2024, I didn't even do Summerfest lawn signs.
I didn't even think about that.
So we're talking 2023.
What a riot.
from 2020 to 2023.
So 3 years of dedicated sign planting.
Yeah.
Actually 4.
4.
Yeah.
Right.
And then
Count the first.
Yeah. And then
Nothing.
finally, then nothing, and then finally comes to a show.
Yeah.
Did you meet them when they came, or?
Yeah. Well, he told me this.
Oh, that's how you got
He
the whole
told me
story.
about
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Incredible.
It's hilarious.
I love that.
You're like finally pull another couple, and this is all funny stories. I asked them, and they go, "We saw you on TV." Now I haven't been on TV in August. It'll be 2 years. We
Was
did
that since the Chris Rock thing, or?
No. We that was right after that. We did the Scott and I and Jess. We did Weekend Filler on PHL 17.
Oh, okay, I remember that thing.
Yeah. And this couple came 11 months later.
Dude.
And I go, Weekend Filler? They're like, yeah. They're like, we've just been meaning to get over. I'm like, great.
It's like time release advertising, man.
Dude, it's so funny.
That's a riot.
You're like, people are just getting around to it.
Dude, you know what that dome?
We hope to see you soon.
I told you, if you've been thinking about it for several years, now's the time to pull the trigger.
Hey, we're not just YouTube figures. You can meet us in real life.
Yeah. And today's the one day you can catch Joe in the cowboy hat.
Tex-Mex style.
But dude, the thing that you made me think of talking about the dome is you know those like carpet store. You ever have a carpet store in your area that is always going out of business?
Oh yeah.
They got people on the sidewalk holding signs pointing to the store. Yeah. Would it make sense to just like build a styrofoam dome and then just tear it down every 6 months? So
maybe. Yeah. Going out of business sale. Going out of business sale. We have all these tickets.
Or you just buy another dome and paint on the side. Going out of business soon.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I love that, man. Dude, that's awesome. But the dome was legendary.
Yeah.
The dome will never die.
Never die. Always live on. Comedy Capital, we talked with James Mattern about this. Just for that period of time, we were the Comedy Capital.
It was.
And we joke around that we are, again, because all the names we're bringing in. But obviously, I mean, what they're doing down in Austin right now is crazy.
Right.
New York is always going to be, for working comics, the epicenter.
And LA is where comics that really want to be actors will always go.
Yeah, exactly. But we're doing our thing, man.
Dude, no doubt about it. It is just blowing my mind.
Yeah.
What is going on right here.
We're not second city, but we'll take fourth.
Yeah, that's right, baby. And you're doing it you're not. It's not like you're doing it in a major city. Like we love Pottstown, it's home.
Doing it in between 2 major cities.
Right, exactly, and dealing with all that comes with that. So it is incredible. It is a serious credit to you to what is going on here.
My man, another episode of Bring 'Em Out. Alan Hill, Soul Joel. Subscribe, like, and share. We'll see you soon.
Yeehaw!